everybody, my name's Ash.
I'm Matt.
And we are so glad you're at club tonight. We can't wait to get to hang out with you.
It's true, it's very true. We got a couple jokes for you guys. First one that I have is, you know what always catches my eye? Short people with umbrellas.
If you can't tell, Matt's a little tall. Our wedding was so beautiful. Even the cake was in tears.
Interesting. Did you know I farted in an elevator today?
No.
Yeah, which was wrong on so many levels.
Oh, yeah. Last night I had a dream I was a muffler. I woke up exhausted.
That one was the most dad joke ever. Trying to see if I had my one more.
What do prisoners use to call each other?
I have no idea.
Cell phones.
Wow. We got some good, yeah, that one's not gonna work.
Did you hear about the cheese factory that exploded in France?
Delicious.
There was nothing left but debris.
Oh my gosh. I saw a documentary on how ships are kept together. Riveting. Yeah.
Dad, did you get a haircut? Nope, I got them all cut. He's bald.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we hope you have a great night.
We do. Make sure to keep those masks on, have a lot of fun, and if you're online, give us a shout out of where you're watching, something fun. With that, enjoy. Hey, welcome to tonight's game. This night, words are hard. And that's what we're gonna be talking about, words. Words are challenging. Tonight, I got Alan, I got Colton. It's the battle of the century. What I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be reading some phrases that kind of sound like words, but they're not really words. And Alan and Colton and you all are gonna see who can guess the phrase correct first, okay? So, let's do a quick warm-up one, just as an example, all right? Here's the first phrase. Ache inks high sped.
Ache inks high sped? What?
Ache inks high sped. Ache inks high sped.
Hike inks, what?
Hike inks high sped.
Hikings.
A kings
A
high sped.
A kings high sped?
What?
This is a good warm-up.
A king high sped?
Yeah.
Wait, say it a little faster.
8 inks high sped.
This
Do you
makes
know?
Well, technically you guys are 20 seconds up. The answer is a king-sized bed.
I would have never guessed it.
No, there's no way.
All right, from this point on, that's your guys' example. We're gonna be moving on to where we're keeping score. So, you guys are gonna answer as quickly as possible. You guys are gonna answer as quickly as possible. You guys shout it out. We'll see who gets it first, all right? Your next one, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, it is ale huck each arm.
Ale hug each arm?
I'll hug each arm.
No.
Ale hug each arm.
Yeah.
Oh, a lucky charm.
Yes!
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
There's no way.
1 point for Alan, and the battle of the century is on. All right, next phrase. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, it's currently 1-0, Alan. All right, it is honey, duck, hiss. I'll say it a little quicker. Honey, duck, hiss.
Honey duck hiss.
Honey duckus. Honey duckus.
Honey, duck, hiss. You know, a honey duck is.
Dude, what? My brain isn't processing this.
I'm like on an hour's sleep. Honey duckus.
Honey duck is.
Honey duckus.
Yeah.
Honey
You guys
duck
got
hiss.
5 more seconds. Honey duck is.
Dude, I don't.
Honey ducks.
Honey duck is.
What?
All right, the answer is I need a kiss.
Honey duckus, I need a kiss?
No.
Honey,
no.
I need?
No.
All right, here's the next one. It's currently still 1-0, Alan in the lead. All right, your next one is Ape hand hub hair.
Ape hand hub hair.
Ape hand hub hair.
A tub of hair.
That's close.
Ape hand.
Ape hand hub hair.
Dude.
Ape hand hug hair.
Ape hand hub hair.
Ape hand. Is it like something hand?
Yo,
tub of-
I'm
tub of
sure.
hair?
I hope if you're in your small groups that you guys are crushing us because we have no freaking idea.
I'll do it as smooth as possible. Ape hand hub hair.
A hand of hair.
No. Something in a pear.
Ape hand of hair.
Oh, a panda bear!
Oh my gosh. I saw we can do maybe do a replay, but I think I saw Colton with the emphasis first.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
one, you
Yeah.
guys are tied.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let me actually jump to this next one here. All
Do like
right. Do a what?
like a slang term.
You need an easy one.
A slang
Yeah.
term. Yeah.
I don't see any. I don't have any good ones right now. Let me see. Okay, how about this one? Don Dutch Mice Tough.
Don Dutch mice tough.
Don Dutch My Stuff.
Don't touch my stuff.
Boom!
Dang.
Alan got that one.
You
2
finished
to
quicker.
1. Nice work, Alan. Colton's right behind you. Right behind you. All right. Here is your next phrase. Disguise. They'll, him, it.
They'll disguise a minute.
No.
I swear, if you got that, I would have been so mad.
They'll disguise a minute.
All right, ready? It's disguise. They'll, him, it.
Disguise.
Disguise the limit.
Dude.
What does that put us? 3-1 right now?
Yeah.
3-1.
Unfortunately.
It's like a soccer score.
Okay.
All right. Let me go. Let's see. Which one do we want to do? I'm trying to find a good one for you guys.
I keep like checking my posture, you know.
I know. It's like it's hard to like
Hey.
stand upright. in the
disguise the
stools.
limit.
All right. Here's the next one. Hoop, side, hid, dit, toe, game.
Dude, this one's so long. This is like a paragraph.
wait, one more time.
Hoop, side, hid, dit, toe, game.
This is a full sentence. I can't even. Say it one more time.
Hoop, side, hid, dit, toe, game.
Hoop side, Daisy cookie. Hoop side.
A game of something about tic tac toe.
Hoop, side, hid, dit, toe, game.
What?
Hoop, side, hid, toe.
I can't even say it. Dude, what?
Let me see if I can do it in the way that you might know it best.
Okay.
Hoop, side, hid, toe, game.
It's a song.
Hey. Oops, I did it again.
Oh my god.
gosh.
Dude.
I tried to do my best
It
to
feels so good.
do my best Britney Spears.
Dude, my brain just like isn't comprehending these.
That's right. We got, let's see. I got a couple more for you guys. Here's your next phrase. YMT. Hey!
YMTA.
YMCA.
Yes. Colton repeats it and Alan's like, oh,
Yeah, I get it now.
All right. Let's see. We're gonna do. No, that's not a good one. I'm gonna pass. All right. Here we go. This. I think let's just do.
It's like 6-1 right now.
I'm gonna do
Yeah.
a quick little shift. Winner takes all.
All right.
Okay.
This is for
So,
all the
here we go.
marbles.
Alan will have bragging rights for the whole game up until now. But Colton, if you get this one right, you can say I won.
Okay, I'm not repeating it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna think about it in my head.
How?
Who you got?
why,
Small groups.
In, sir, fur.
How and why I'm Safer?
How? Why? In, surfer.
Hawaiian surfer. That's a
Oh my
tie.
God.
That was a tie.
Ow.
That was a tie.
This is so stressful.
That was a tie.
That was a
I'll
tie.
go with the tie. Here we go. I'm gonna do another one for you guys.
I can't lose this.
Yeah.
All right. That one's. All right, we're gonna try this.
Hawaiian
It's not even
surfer.
correct. All right, I wrote one that was not. Okay. Here we go. Last one. Winner takes all. See if you guys can beat them. Gnome or missed her nice eye.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Alan is
Let's go.
He's just sweeping the floor.
You've like seen the list before or
Colton,
something.
thanks for joining us. Alan, great job with that.
This is actually seen the list.
no, dude, I didn't.
See you later.
Couple announcements for you guys. Hey, first off, if you haven't registered for our overnight event that's happening in a couple days, last chance is midnight tonight. So October 2nd will be our overnight event. It's gonna be amazing. Hope to see you there. Seniors, you guys need to register now for your senior event, October 23rd and 24th. Register sooner than later because there are a lot of things that we wanna get ready for you seniors. And again, next week, 7 o'clock, we'll be here in person, or you can join us 7:30 online. There you go. Those are your announcements.
You are watching a master at work.
¿Qué pasó, Grace Commons? How is it going? Thank you so much for being here tonight. Whether you're in person with us or tuning in online anywhere, whether that's on Instagram or YouTube, we're so happy to have you here with us. What we are basically doing tonight is we are wrapping up our last and third week of our tattoos series. And with that, I just knew I had to rock the Cherry Creek swag. That's my alma mater. It's where I graduated. So CCOD, Cherry Creek or Die, 5A state champs, baby. So for any of my Fairview kids watching, I ain't sorry. It is what it is. With that said, we're gonna dive in tonight, but I just want to recap. In the first week, Matt just kind of talked about who or what our tattoo artist is, and Ash last week talked about tattoo removal and what we need to remove from our lives in order to make way for something new. But what if we're struggling, to define who or what our tattoo artist is? And what if we're struggling in removing some of our tattoos? What do we do? I learned some of the answers, or I guess answers I think I have, to those questions in my time abroad on a mission trip these last 2 summers with working with inmates in prisons on the other side of the world in Cape Town, South Africa. And these guys, especially huge track record, some of these guys, they would have tats, like gang tats, like head to toe. Basically anywhere where there was skin, gnarly stuff, really vulgar or violent things, gang marks as well. But here in Boulder, you probably have a stick poke tat on your ankle from summer camp that is really easy to just cover up with a sock, a Hanes sock if you're ever around mom or dad. So yeah, it's pretty cute. But for these gang members or inmates back in Cape Town, they can't cover all their tats with like a sock or with socks, it's really difficult for them. So what do they do when they're walking in their faith or trying to live these new lives when they have tattoos from their past covering them? I think they may not have Hanes socks, but they do have the Fruit of the Loom's biggest rival, JC, or as I like to call it, Jesus Cotton. All right, thank you. That's a wrap, guys. Thank you so much. No, I'm kidding. But dad joke of the year so far. But yeah, JC, Jesus Cotton. And what JC does is that it doesn't hide these tattoos, Jesus Christ, if you haven't picked up on it yet. Jesus doesn't hide our tattoos, but he embraces them. Because when these guys are walking in Christ, They know that their defining tattoo of all their tattoos is who they are in Jesus. The past is dissolved. They are loved for who they are in the present, Post Malone, face tats, and everything. All right? So if there's a take-home message I want you guys to carry with you after tonight, it is that who you are in Jesus is your defining tattoo, and it supersedes the tattoos of your insecurities, traumas, and successes. And I know it's a hard pill to swallow hearing that. You know, like it sounds very vanilla when I say it, but if you sit with it, it can kind of be hard to digest. And it's something that's hard for me as well to sit with every single day. Sometimes I forget to remind myself, you know, but if there's somebody who has walked this earth before us that knows a really good deal about this idea, it is the Apostle Paul, one of Jesus's main guys. He had a lot to say about it, especially in the second book of Corinthians. He just kind of describes begging to God for him to take away his arrogance and his pride. He's basically, he's like, God, just please laser remove these bad tattoos I have. And I just want to read an excerpt from his letter to the Corinthians. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to relieve me of my thorns, but he answered me, my grace is always more than enough for you, and my power finds its full expression through your weakness. So I will celebrate my weaknesses, for when I'm weak, I sense more deeply the mighty power of Christ living in me, for my weakness becomes a portal to God's power. 2 Corinthians 12, 8 through 10. Have you ever tried operating out of your own strength or masked your fears and insecurities in unhealthy ways? I for sure have. My loneliness tattoo led me to put a Twinkie on my overweight teacher's desk in 8th grade in order to get the attention and laughs of my peers. My pride tattoo led me to call my mom a slur in high school. And I'm definitely not proud of these tattoos. I can't erase them, but to make sure that I delight in these tattoos of the past and not be defeated by them requires me to lean on Jesus more than I know. Exactly what Paul was talking about in Corinthians. And Jesus just doesn't erase them, just like poof, like Wanda and that green fairy dude from Fairly Odd Parents. You know, God does this because he knows his power works best in our weakness. I just want to say that one more time, if it hasn't been sent home yet. His power works best in our weakness. Now, I know some of you are sitting there, lying down, standing, whatever you're thinking, maybe, so Alan, are you saying that God is causing this pain in my life or in the world so that I turn to him or lean on him? Because that doesn't sound like something a very loving God will do. Well, friends, I'm here to say that the answer to that is no. That's not how God works. And thankfully he's God because he can do anything. Paul writes in Romans, he breaks it down for us. Romans 8:28 here real quick. Paul says, we know that in all things God works for good with those who love him, those whom he has called according to his purpose. So basically what he's saying is that the kicker is that not everything in this world is good, but God can use it for good. So, for example, as we kind of build off of this thought, I know I have a recently tatted traumatic tattoo that still hurts, and I know you do too, and it probably says COVID. But for others, that tattoo for you may say abused or neglected. And then we take that insecurity and trauma and subconsciously manifest it on other people, thus giving ourselves bad or ugly tattoos that we don't like. And then we get so caught up in the shame we have of that, and we don't turn to God, and we try to do things on our own, and it's just a super unhealthy, vicious cycle. So how do we get out of that? We go back to knowing what our defining tattoo is, and that's who we are and who you are in Jesus, because nothing is too big for God to handle. And when I let that sink in for myself, it becomes easier for me to surrender myself to His love and to His grace. And in turn, because I'm inviting Jesus into my life, my weaknesses start to become His strengths. Do you see the nice, healthier cycle we start to get into? I trust in who He says I am. I surrender to His grace. My weakness becomes His strength. Again, I trust in who He says I am. Surrender to His love and grace. My weakness becomes His strength. Okay? So I got a little distracted there with the cycle. But as I move forward to my next point, who you are in Jesus not only supersedes the tattoos of your insecurities and traumas, but it also supersedes the tattoos of your successes. So what do I mean by that? The things we accomplish and do well in or succeed in can feel really good and be applauded by friends and family in the world. So in my case, I'm a creative. I love to make music and videos and design things. And maybe when I start putting those things out and people like them, they say, "Yo, Alan, like that's amazing, like phenomenal song, like you're an amazing filmmaker." And I'm like, you know what, maybe that is who I am. I start to place my identity in my filmmaker tattoo or my musician tattoo or my designer tattoo. But when I do this, I actually may be ignoring the insecurities or fears I have on the inside and using my God-given talents to mask them. And so it only takes a day of harsh critique from others or from myself and some self-doubt, basically just a bad day, for this whole perception and belief of who I am to crumble down, of maybe I'm not a musician or a filmmaker, and it just triggers the slope into an identity crisis. And that's not who God says I am. And I'm sure many of you have experienced the same thing. So how do we avoid this? Well, we go back to the main point. Even though the tattoos of my talents and accomplishments make up who I am, they don't define who I am. So as we just kind of let that sink in, I want you to reflect now and maybe even talk with your small group after of what are some good tattoos that you're placing your identity in? Are you avoiding dealing with insecurities or fears in doing so? I want you to reflect on what those things may be, because who He says you are is your identity tattoo, not what you say about yourself or what the world says, because those things are changing all the time. Who Jesus says you are never changes. And I can only caution you that Jesus will put you in your place if you don't lean into humility and realign which tattoos you're placing your identity in, because Jesus has put me in my place a bazillion times. So I say that from personal experience and not to be a dad or like a church person up here telling you guys that. I generally mean that from my own experience. When we start to exalt ourselves, Jesus is quick to put us in our place and remind us who is king. But when we humble ourselves, He exalts us. It's this funny bit of reverse psychology Jesus does that is actually true. So Jesus says that we're more than our accomplishments and successes, but we ask ourselves, who are we without them? And without them, you are still a beloved child of God. So as we wrap up this series, of tattoos. Know that everyone has their own, their good ones and the bad ones. I have my own, Matt has his, Ash has hers, your parents have theirs, you name it. And it's necessary to forget thinking that your tattoos of your past define you, but to give your full self and weaknesses to God so that you can delight in those tattoos and not be defeated by them. Because not everything is good, but God can use it for good. Your weakness is His strength. Lean into that. And your tattoo may say you're weak, but Jesus says you're a winner. Your tattoo may say broken, but Jesus says you're beloved. And your tattoo may say reject, but Jesus says you're redeemed. There's nothing too far, too gone, or too much for Him to handle. He's God. He's the best tattoo artist of all time. And I bet you could ask the inmates in Cape Town what they think of that. So remember that your nice tattoos, your nice accomplishments and successes, they don't define you, but they certainly make up who you are. Of course, I'm not trying to disregard those things. Those are great, but we start to place our identity in those things. That's when Jesus starts reeling us in and is like, hey there, just take 5. And so my prayer for you guys is that as we conclude this series, is that you allow Jesus to be your tattoo artist, to allow Him to maybe remove things from past to make way for something new. And that when He does tat you, know that your defining tattoo, your identity, is who you are in Him and who He says you are. Thank you and buenas noches.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.